Welcome back. Jared Blikre is standing by for us down at the New York Stock Exchange. Jared.
That's right, and let's go to the Wi-Fi Interactive. We have the beginning of a short-term uptrend in the Dow, and what do I mean by that? I mean, we have a low here, we have a higher low, we have a high here, we have a higher high, so that is the definition of a trend. Not seeing it quite yet in the S&P 500, not quite right there. We need to break a little bit to the upside. Also in the NASDAQ, not quite there just yet. Haven't even come as close as the other, as the S&P 500 taking that out. But I want to take a look at the VIX here. It is options expiration date. I think it was 2 years ago, early on in the pandemic, it transformed from quad witch to triple witch, and I'll tell you why. Now, quad witching happens once a quarter, and it used to be that we had 4 different things expiring. We had stock options, index options, that would be options on the S&P 500, stock futures like the E-mini S&P 500 and the NASDAQ, et cetera, and also single stock futures options. Now, if you're wondering what single stock futures are, that would be, we used to have options contracts on futures contracts on, for instance, Apple, Microsoft. Those never took off. Those never got any volume, so they just changed all that. So there's no more quad witching. It is technically triple witching, but I'll tell you what, I just call it options expiration. All these S&P 500 options expired on the open today, and now the single stock options, those are going to expire on the last print of the evening, guys.
Witching is so much more fun to say than expiration, though, isn't it? Isn't it, Jared? Maybe there's a little witching going on in London at the metals exchange. I think if you're one of the traders there, you might think so, because nickel is once again, I mean, is it fair to say it's a mess, the situation there with the nickel market?
It's fair to say that, Julie. Oh, looks like we have the SPAC bell for the first time in a while. The nickel situation is casting huge egg on the face on the part of the LME. That would be the London Metals Exchange. I'm looking at the Wi-Fi Interactive now on a 5-day chart of the S&P Goldman Sachs Commodity Index Nickel Index, which is in part based on some of those futures contracts. And you can see we've been stair-stepping down, but guess what? The second ring section, as they call it at the LME today, was canceled. It was disrupted, and they're simply canceling all the trades. This comes a week after. It was Tuesday of last week that they canceled $3.9 billion worth of trades. That was the beginning of this maelstrom, and it looks like they're still trying to figure out how to get the market operational, because guess what? The Chinese tycoon who had that multi-billion-dollar position on, he still was able to negotiate behind the scenes to maintain that short position. Now they have instituted price bans, price limits in the market. They keep getting broken to the downside, and so that's causing the market glitches. But LME is going to have to figure out this situation quickly, because market integrity evaporating by the second air.
Very well put, Jared Blikre. Thanks so much.